Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gambling Parlor Live here on Dead Money Sports. It's the final Thursday night football game of the year. It is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. The Broncos heading to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. Again, final Thursday night football game of the year. So thanks to everyone for joining me all season long here and helping me grow this channel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Really trying to grow this channel. And it will help if I can unlock some of these features that the channel provides when you get to 1,000 subscribers. So every subscription helps. It'll be a Christmas present for me if you do. But we've got an interesting game tonight. We've got the 12-3 Denver Broncos taking on the 6-9 Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, this is a division rivalry game. The Chiefs have already been eliminated from the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes is out. Gardner Minshew's out. Several of their other key players are out for the rest of the year. The Broncos, meanwhile, need this game to keep their lead in the AFC, to keep that number one seed, home field throughout the playoffs, and a first round bye with the New England Patriots right behind them. And a couple other teams could catch them if they were to lose this game and lose again next week. So it has a lot of meaning for the Denver Broncos. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's more or less a spoiler game. But to everybody out there, happy holidays. Hope you enjoyed this Christmas day or whatever holiday you celebrate. Share today with your family and friends. Be safe if you're in any of these places with inclement weather. We've been getting hammered with snow here in Lake Tahoe. Where I live, I've gotten about a foot of snow in the last 24 hours. And at the higher elevations where the ski slopes are, they're getting it by the foot. They're getting like 3 feet of snow over the last couple of days. So be careful if you're traveling. I know Southern California is getting rain. There's been a lot of flooding in the Los Angeles, Southern California area. And then out on the East Coast, it looks like they may be getting some, and in the Midwest. So be careful if you have to travel today. Let's enjoy this game. I do like the under in this one. I also would like Kansas City to win. I like the spread plus 13.5, but I would like them to win this game. I think it would be fun for Week 18. We've already seen one upset today. Now we've got the Kansas City Chiefs are on defense first. Broncos have the ball first to start the first half. I believe the Chiefs won deferred. But we've had one upset today, and that was in the Circa Survivor game. Well, it wasn't an upset. It was a win for the Circa Survivor as 4 entries were on the Minnesota Vikings with Max Brosner at quarterback. Remember, this is $18.6 million to the winner, and they're down to 10 entries out of 18,600. And this is week 17A, the holiday Christmas games. And they picked the Vikings. 4 entries picked the Vikings and were able to advance. 5 entries took the Cowboys, who were 7.5-point favorites, won by 7. And 1 brave soul took the Commanders. So we do have 1 elimination so far in or fourth week 17A. 17B starts on Saturday. With the Saturday games, 2 big matchups, and then we've got Sunday and Monday. These 9 remaining entries have to pick a team remaining for them, and I guess several of them have the Bengals, who the Bengals are big favorites this week. All right, Chiefs defense holds them on second down, and now it's third and short. So there is no survivor entries on this game. All 10 submitted their selections. Like we said, the one entry with the Commanders was eliminated. Third C3 picks. Now there was a hedge announced by the CEO Derek Stevens, I believe, of the Circa of about $1.1 million that was placed on the Dallas Cowboys. So I would imagine that the entry, and it was tied to the Survivor contest. So I would imagine the entry for C3 picks hedged their Commanders play with that large hedge bet on Dallas, and at least guaranteed themselves something of a win, even if their entry was to lose. Because if the Commanders had won, you knock out 5 entries, all of a sudden your implied value of your remaining entry, there would be 5 instead of 10, would be $3.5 million would be the implied value of that. So, I mean, they got what the implied value, almost what the implied value of their select, or what their entry was worth going into week 17A. So I would like to find out. If you're not familiar, the Circa puts out they make a documentary about the Survivor contest that they're going to release after the conclusion of the contest, and I'm sure they'll have interviews with these 10 entries going into this week, because these same 10 entries were picking the week before and had won the week before that. So there was 10 entries last week, 10 entries this week. So I'm sure they knew who they were and spoke to them. So we're going to find out more about that C3 picks going with the Commanders here in week 17A, and whether or not they hedged their bet. There's also talk about maybe some of these other ones that were on the Cowboys working together in some form or fashion. All right. Broncos still have the ball. They got their first down. Now the Circa Million lines are out. Now, obviously, we're already eliminated from this. So, I mean, it is what it is. I released the NFL contest show already with my 5 selections. Even though I didn't use anyone from Thursday, I do have a game on Saturday in my selections. But again, I'm already eliminated. I won't make the money this season, so it wasn't a big deal to submit the picks early this week. I wasn't going to change my mind. They're up and available. But again, didn't use any games on Thursday. That's why I still released it early, but another quarterback sneak by Bo Nix, and Denver gets another first down there, maintaining possession of the ball here to start the first quarter. 6 minutes and counting, and they're still on this first drive. Now the Broncos are minus 13.5. The other games, Commanders covered the spread. Thank you, Dan Quinn, for kicking the field goal there, down 2 scores, and then trying to get the ball back. Vikings won outright. Didn't even need the points in that one. If you bet the money line, good for you. Those 4 entries that picked the Minnesota Vikings, though, man, in Survivor. Wow. That's all I have to say about that. Bold strategy for real. But so far in the first 2 games of the day, my early lines, I was on the over in Dallas, Washington, which we got that one. And I had Detroit -6 when it first opened up, and obviously that's a loser. What they have? 6 turnovers in that game? Crazy, right? 6 turnovers in that game? And who did I like in this one? I said I liked the under, and I liked the Kansas City Chiefs plus the points, 13.5. But I didn't use this one in the millions either. We have Houston plus the 1.5. I think they're going to get some turnovers from Justin Herbert, fourth in the league in interceptions with 12 on the year. Texans have 17 interceptions, 8 fumbles on defense. By their defense, I think they get 1 or 2 from Justin Herbert, and that's going to be the difference in this game. Now, the Broncos and Ravens, I put out my all right, 4th and 6. So the Chiefs hold the Broncos here, and they're going to bring out the field goal kicker. They had the ball for, if there's 7:02 left on the clock, they had the ball for 8 minutes on the first drive of the game, and they're already settling for field goals. Now, obviously, the quarterback situation for the Kansas City Chiefs is not ideal, with a third-string Division IIA quarterback from South Dakota State. But you know what? The guy had success in the division that he played in. Now he's actually had time to prepare with the offense. Let's see what he does. You never know. You never know. But the Ravens and the Packers, both quarterbacks are now questionable and doubtful for Lamar Jackson. So it's going to probably be Tyler Huntley. And now we know with the Packers, right? I believe the Packers, let me check this out. I think they may have secured a playoff spot with that loss by Detroit. Let me see this. I haven't checked it. Yeah, so Green Bay's in. Green Bay has at least a wild card now. The only teams that are to be decided for the NFC is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. And the Panthers could lock it up if the Bucs lose and they win. So now, will the Green Bay Packers start Jordan Love, or will they go with Malik Willis? I assume it's going to be Malik Willis. Even though he was injured on the last play of that game, he's already said that he can play. I think it's more precautionary. They're giving him rest to be prepared for this game. I originally liked the Ravens, but now my opinion's changed. I still like the under, though. I like the under 40.5. What is it now that they've announced these guys probably not playing? It's 40. Consensus is 40. So it's going down a little bit, especially considering it opened at 46.5. It says 56% of the tickets and 86% of the money is on the over. I originally liked Green Bay, and then on the short that I made, I switched it to the Baltimore Ravens +3 because I thought Lamar Jackson was going to play. But now, with knowing that Lamar Jackson's not going to play, and more than likely Jordan Love's not going to play, I like the Green Bay Packers better. And look at this, it's 4.5 now. Yeah, the line's completely moved to -4.5 for the Packers because they're talking about Jordan Love playing. But I mean, do you need to risk it now? You've already secured a playoff spot, and you would need to win out and have the Rams or the 49ers lose out to really move up. Same thing with the Bears. They'd need the Bears to lose out. So they do have something to play for. But I think you go with Malik Willis and you see what you have in your backup because he played well. He didn't look bad at all in that game. Hmm. Yeah, and the Packers are going to end up being popular. Now that you're getting line value with the line movement, yeah, Chris Aludicum. That's the quarterback for the Chiefs. All right, here we go. First down, Chiefs. I expect them to run the ball quite a bit. It's kind of disappointing with a lot of these teams not having anything to play for in week 17 or week 18, week 17 and week 18. But I mean, they do in a way because nobody secured their divisions yet except for the Eagles in the NFC. And yeah, nobody secured the division in the AFC either. So division titles up for grabs, positioning in the playoffs up for grabs. Cardinals and Bengals. It's an interesting game, but I like the under 53.5. I did on the early show. It's sitting at 53 still. Oh, watch out. Okay, so he's mobile. And there you go. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Oh, he was out of bounds when he caught it? Oh. Man, he had that was a big play opportunity if he could just, for Worthy, if he just keeps his feet in bounds. No, yeah, that's clearly out. Steelers and Browns. Oh, he's going deep. Oh, nothing. Incomplete. Steelers and Browns. This game's importance depends on the outcome of the Packers and Ravens. And now, like I said, with Lamar Jackson being out more than likely, and Malik Willis probably being the quarterback for Green Bay now that the Detroit Lions have lost. I mean, the Steelers could lock up the AFC North without having to win this game. So, plenty to play for, though. All right. Yeah, because Baltimore, if they were to lose this game, they would be 7-9, and that would be it. They need to win, and they need the Browns to beat the Steelers outright. I actually think they can do it. This Pittsburgh Steelers team is like they're missing a bunch of players. I did say I liked them originally, the Steelers, but I like the over 34. I like the over 34 a lot better. It's now consensus at 34 and a half. But you can find one person at 33 and a half at the Superbook. Hmm. But I like the over in this game more. Because I did like kind of like Pittsburgh in this one, but I didn't realize how many players on offense they were going to be missing. And I thought Shador Sanders was going to be out. I thought it was going to be Dylan Gabriel. They are missing. Looks like they might be missing Sampson, their running back, on top of losing Judkins, which was just that's a horrible injury. That sucks for him because that's going to linger way into next season more than likely. And he's got to spend his whole offseason rehabbing. This sucks. And the Panthers and Seahawks. I like the Panthers in this one. I like the Panthers in this one. It's 7.5, I think, in the market. That's 7. Consensus 7. So it's moved back down. I guess people are buying back when it hit 7.5. And again, I like the over 42.5. It's still there. It's still at 42.5. So you can still find that number. Giants and Raiders. We are on the Giants. That's one of our 5 selections for week 17 of the Circa. And like I said, the Giants and the Raiders, the loser of this game gets the number 1 pick. The Giants already have their franchise quarterback. The Raiders do not. So the Raiders have much more incentive not to win this game. They're sitting Brock Bowers, their best offensive receiving weapon or threat. Ooh, incomplete. Incomplete for Bo Nix, 2nd and 10. Still 3-0 Broncos. The Chiefs had to punt after that failed 3rd down attempt. But yeah, so I mean, this is just a gross game all the way around. But the Giants are the better team here. The Raiders are not good. They may have played one good game against Houston last week, but I think that had more to do with Houston just looking ahead to this week, knowing that this game against the Chargers has a lot more riding on it than beating up on a very bad Raiders team. And the Raiders had some long runs that they broke off against Houston, but I expect the Giants to be able to move the ball against the Raiders. I think Jackson Dart will be just fine. They're not asking him to throw a bunch and putting him in harm's way, trying to keep him safe till the end of the season, but he's still got to get reps. And they're trying to build a culture, so they want to win this game. So we are on the Giants minus the 1.5. It's already been submitted. And then another game that we are on, the Saints and the Titans. The Tennessee Titans plus 2.5. That is our pick for the Circa Million Week 17. Titans are just a better team than the Saints. The Saints are missing a bunch of their players on offense. And the defense for the Tennessee Titans is pretty good. Whoa, did he intercept that? It looked close. He tipped it. One of the DBs for the Chiefs tipped the pass, and it went backwards, and the guy he tips it, and it looks like, the other guy, the linebacker there, intercepts it. If he's in bounds, does he keep it on? Yeah, that's an interception if he's in bounds, yeah. That's an interception all day. Great play. Yeah, he's in. Yeah, he's in all day. That is an interception for Kansas City. I want the chaos, man. Come on, Chiefs. What a play by number 32. And remember, the Chiefs sat a bunch of their guys that are on IR, including McDuffie and some other guys, some of the defenders. So, Rashid Rice, the receiver. Yeah, but we are on the Tennessee Titans. Part of it is also, I do like the Titans here. I think they're going to win this game straight up. I think the Saints have been playing good football the last couple of weeks, but now they're going on the road playing a good Titans defense. Titans team that has a good special teams and a quarterback that's starting to find his way with this offense. And again, this is another team that's trying to build their culture, so they're not going to tank for the number one pick to draft a quarterback because they just drafted one last year in Cam Ward. And he's turning out to be pretty good. So I like the Titans here. There's also another reason. They're the only team that I have not used in the million contest. I have not picked to actually back them, which is shocking because I have been talking about how they were going to be a better team against the spread than they would be straight up. And that's been the case, as I think they've covered 6 games and they've only won 2. So we are on the Tennessee Titans. Or they've won 3 games now. Okay, because of the game they won the other week, or yesterday. Last week, I mean. Okay. 3rd and 6 conversion to Travis Kelce. I don't know. I think Travis Kelce comes back. They're talking about if this is going to be his last game in KC, but I think Patrick Mahomes is going to want him back, and I'm sure the Kansas City Chiefs would bring him back if he, get him on a team-friendly deal. I mean, the publicity that he gets for the team alone with dating and getting engaged to Taylor Swift is worth the contract they would have to pay him for one more season. Bucks and Dolphins. This game means something to the Bucks, and we are on the Bucks -5.5. Also on the under 55.5, but I don't think the Dolphins offense is going to do much. And the Bucks wide receivers are going to abuse these Miami DBs. They got abused by Cincinnati's wide receivers last week, and the guys that are coming in for Tampa Bay are just as lethal at the wide receiver position. So, and you've got an angry Mike Evans, an angry Chris Godwin. These guys want to be in the playoffs. They want an opportunity to win another Super Bowl before their time's up in the NFL. So you're going to have a team that's going to be very motivated. As long as Baker Mayfield doesn't turn the ball over, I believe this team will be in the playoffs. I think they're going to win the NFC South. But they have to win this game, and I expect them to win it, and I think they win it by at least 10 points. So we are on the Bucks and under 45.5. And it is currently Tampa Bay. The consensus is still -5.5. So a lot of places have gone to 6. And then the total is still sitting at 45.5. I like the under. I don't think Miami will score many points in this game. Like 24-13, 27-13, something like that. Jags and Colts, another game that we are on for the Circa contest. And we are on the Jacksonville Jaguars minus 6.5. And again, I just think the Jags are a much better team. These two teams are going in opposite directions. The Colts, any real possibility they had of making the playoffs went down the drain, losing last week to San Francisco 49ers. I mean, they have an outside shot at still making the playoffs. They're not officially eliminated, but they need the Jags, I believe, to lose both games and Houston to lose at least one game. So they have something to play for. I mean, this is going to be a good game. But at the end of the day, Jacksonville, their defense hasn't given up a 75-yard rusher all year, so they're playing the run really well. If you got to rely on Phillip Rivers to win this game for you, I don't see it happening. Jacksonville has been scoring at least 25 points in their last handful of games. I think it goes back at like 8 games. They've scored at least 25 points. This is a team that was creating turnovers at a historic rate earlier in the year. Of course, they had some turnover regression, but that team's still there. And with Phillip Rivers at quarterback, with the limited velocity he has on his throws, I'm sure that arm isn't getting any better the more he's been throwing in these last couple of games and the physical contact he's taken. So they could definitely get 1 or 2 interceptions in this game. So I like the Jags a lot in this one. I'm laying the 6.5, and I also like over 45.5 in this game, but I really like the Jags laying the 6.5. Patriots and the Jets. Ugh. Jets are going with their third string quarterback again, Cook. And the Patriots are trying to maintain their chances at not only winning the AFC East, but also securing the number 1 seed, first round bye, and home field throughout the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills could still catch them for the East, and they've got to surpass the Broncos, which the Chiefs right here are threatening. Oh, is he short? That was 3rd and 3. Kelsey with the reception. Yeah, he's about a half a yard short here. And it looks like Andy Reid's going to go for it, or at least bring the offense out and line up to go for it. Why not? You're out of the playoffs. All you can do is ruin your division rivals' spot in the playoffs. Give the Chargers an opportunity to win the AFC West. They could still do that. They could still catch the Broncos. All right, they're lining up to go for it. 4th and 1. It's really like 4th and half a yard. They've got Kareem Hunt in the back. He's been good at this all year, and he gets one. He gets another one. Kareem Hunt has been almost automatic on 4th down and 1. Yeah, that was just an overload to that side. They brought Travis Kelce into the backfield as a lead blocker. Graves out there blocking. That was a great design play for short yardage. All right, here we go now. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. And they're going to fake it. Oh, there you go. Throw it away. He almost slipped and fell. Quarterback almost slipped and fell on a little naked bootleg. Regained his balance and got rid of the ball. That would have been catastrophic if he lost all those yards. Or worse, dropped the ball. At least he's got some presence of mind not to take a sack there and know that he's out of the tackle box. He just got to throw it out of the back of the end zone. 2nd and goal, still from the 6 now. Now they're going to hand it off. And it's short yards, down to the 5, maybe 1 yard. They're going to have to throw it. They're going to have to throw it. All right. 3rd and goal from the 5. They're throwing it. All right, dump off to the back. Get in there. Oh, he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown. Who's that, number 24? Rashad Smith. All right. Touchdown. Kansas City. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know who number 24 is. I guess he looks, I think it said he's a rookie. There you go. Is that his first NFL touchdown? That's awesome. And you know what's nice about this for the quarterback for Kansas City is this is gonna solidify him a spot on the roster. You know what I mean? This performance that he's gonna have over the next couple of weeks, it's gonna determine whether or not he's gonna be part of the Kansas City Chiefs going forward. And playing well in this game and the next game is gonna let the let them know if they want to keep him or not. Yeah, this Patriots Jets game is just garbage, man. The Jets are tanking. Personal foul. Oh, offsetting. Yeah, this game is just the Jets are tanking. The coach said it. He said to all the disgruntled, all the angry Jets fans, we have a plan. Yeah, their plan is to tank the rest of the year and draft a quarterback in the upcoming draft. So there's no way in hell you're getting me to back the Jets. At the same time, I don't know about laying 13 and a half with the Patriots either. They've been a pretty efficient offense, and their defense is good, though. But yeah, I was going to go with the total. I had under 43 and a half. Right now, the consensus is under 43. So I much prefer the under if you can find 43 and a half still out there. Looks like most of the places are either at 43 or even down to 42 and a half. So if you watched the early line show, you could have gotten it at a better number. But yeah, I think this is going to be a low scoring game. The weather's probably going to be pretty miserable in that part of the country this weekend. I understand they're supposed to have some bad weather out there. So could make for a low scoring game for sure. One of the bigger games of the weekend, and one that's going to have significant impact on the playoff seeding in the NFC and for the Bills, whether or not they can win the AFC East division title and have an outside chance at the number one seed still. I do like Buffalo here. It's moved, though. Buffalo was a favorite. Now it's all the way down to a pick 'em. So, or at least it's a pick 'em in the contest. In real life, in the market, betting market, it is down to one and a halves, one. I mean, which is essentially a pick 'em. But I do like Buffalo, especially now that the Philadelphia Eagles know for sure that they're the NFC East champs. They know they're going to have a home playoff game. Really, all they can do is improve their seeding. I think they could go from the fourth seed to the third seed, or the third seed. You know, I don't know. They can't really advance too far up, or who they're going to play. I like the over 43 and a half, though. I'd rather take the over 43 and a half, but I did pick the Bills in my short, the clip. All right. Denver with a nice kick return out to the 34-yard line. This is going to be a good game, though. The Eagles and Bills. I think playing in Buffalo just might be enough to keep the Bills and let them be in this game. Bears and 49ers. This is a tough one. I'd like the under 50.5 in this game. Currently, the line is Chicago +3. It's 3.5 in the contest. I said I liked the Bears on the early line show, but I really like the under 50.5 better. I think both teams are going to run the ball, which will chew up a lot of clock and shorten this game. I don't think it's going to be a game full of explosive plays. These defenses aren't really. The Bears can get turnovers, but they've been regressing a little bit. The 49ers, they don't really get pressure on the quarterback. Their defense is more about making pass breakups in the secondary. But so give me the under 50.5 in this one. I would take Chicago +3.5, but I didn't use them in the contest either. I think that's going to be a popular side, though. And then the Rams and the Falcons. Again, I like the over 49.5. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I would take the Falcons plus the 8.5. I almost used them in the contest, but I decided to go another route. But I do like them plus the 8.5. This has moved. It's now 8. Some places sitting at 7.5. But I like the over 49.5. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think both offenses will be able to throw the ball. There's going to be, dropped it. There's going to be some explosive plays in this one on both sides by their offenses. Big runs, big catches. I think there's going to be points in this one. So give me the Falcons plus the 8.5, but I really like the over 49.5. All right, 2nd and 10. Broncos with the ball. And a handoff. Not much going on that one. About 2 yards. He got hit at the line of scrimmage and turned sideways. Oh, Bo Nix. Oh, he dropped it. It was a nice throw by Bo Nix, but it was a little hard to catch. 4th and 8, and the Broncos are about to punt. Sutton dropped it. He almost double caught it, too. Damn. When he hit the ground, it came out. All right. All right. So Smith, the guy who just scored a touchdown, catches the punt and returns it to about the 18-yard line. Hmm. So if we've got 9 survivor entries remaining. I haven't seen the. I have to check. Let me check and see if they have the this thing. Oh yeah, they do have it here. All right, so we can pull this up real quick. So we've got what selections each entry has left after today's selections. All right. So who's going to be the most popular one? Jacksonville? Cincinnati, if you got them, which two of them do, might be a good choice. New England. 5 entries have New England still available to them. So I wonder who's going to be the big loser. Which team's going to get selected that's going to get upset? All right, so now the Chiefs have the ball starting at their own 18-yard line. Handoff. And Pacheco with room. And he's got about 12 yards. Nice start to the drive. I expect Kansas City to run the ball. I mean, you're not going to ask your third string quarterback, rookie quarterback, to win a game that means nothing. Who else could be the big who's going to be the most popular team this week? 49ers? No. They've got Chicago. That's a tough game. So I wouldn't want to be on either side of that one. Look, you got a bunch of them have San Francisco and a bunch of them have Chicago remaining. Man, that was bold. Going with the Vikings and having them beat Detroit as 7.5-point home dogs. Mm. Third and 10 now, Kansas City. Tried to run a screen to the receiver and he dropped it. Or to the wide receiver and he dropped it. Third and 10. Definitely don't want to get into a field possession battle with Denver because they're gonna lose that one. Hmm. Hollywood Brown makes the catch but short of first down yardage, so they're gonna have to punt. Still 7-3 though. But it's gonna fall on Kansas City's defense to get some short fields for them. Oh. Here's Derek Stevens. It says 10 minutes ago, Circa Sportsbook took a 1,181,000 wager on the Cowboys as a hedge to their Circa Survivor entry. We are looking for Commander buyback, currently at plus 370. So whoever took it, they took them on the money line. And I'm just wondering if that's the Commanders. If that's the one Commanders entry that did that, or if the 5 Cowboys entries got together and did that together. Because that could happen also. Hmm. So if the Broncos lose this game, they would be 12-4. And then if New England were to win it, they would be 12-4. And they did not play each other. So it would end up what? It says it wins the tiebreak over New England based on best win percentage in common games. But would that change? Because they're both 7-3 in conference, 3-1 in their division. Yeah, so New England could still win that. If they win this week, they would be 13-3. Yeah, they would vault over the Broncos. And they should win their game. I mean, they're 13.5-point favorites to a New York Jets team that wants nothing to do with winning a football game at this point in the season, knowing that they could get a high draft pick and potentially get their chance at a franchise quarterback, because they do not have one. And they're not going to have. This is where Terry Glenn will be able to start building his team and not have, the leftovers of the prior coaching staff to deal with. I mean, they went with Justin Fields, but that was also a short-term contract. He won't be on the team next year. All right, 2nd and 6. Broncos got the ball at their own 14-yard line. Kansas City's defense is showing up, man. They are not giving up much yards on the ground. Denver lost their all-world center, the guy they just signed to a big contract extension. They put him on IR, I believe. And that could be a big issue going forward. Their offensive line was one of the best in the league. They start losing their best guys, man. That could certainly change the way this team operates. They have not been a high-scoring team. All right, Knicks with the first down. All right, Knicks rolling out, and then just throws it away. Nobody open downfield. I think the thing that makes Bo Nix um, a pretty good quarterback is his ability to avoid sacks. He's talked about that being a son of a football coach, he was taught not to take sacks. So his ability to scramble and throw the ball away. Second and 10, screenplay. Nice play by the Kansas City defense. Third and 6 now. Yep, third and 6. 5:45 and counting. It's been a fast first half to this game. The clock's been running a lot of the time. All right, Bo Nick's going to scramble for it and get the first down. Keeps the clock running, too. Now, if they played man to man, they blitzed, and there's a big old gap, and he ran right through it. All right. Another completion to Franklin. Again, the clock keeps running. They're still not past the 50-yard line yet. Second and 6. Second and 6. Nice play. First down. Mims. Oh, is that a false start? Or was that? Yeah, looks like the Kansas City guy jumped. It was first and 10 at the Kansas City 47-yard line. Yep, they're going to call false start on the Broncos, so back them up. It looked like he flinched, and the Kansas City guy, moved when he moved. Mm, that was close. That's close. I think he may have been drawn off when. Yeah, the defensive guy leaves and then he moves. Yeah, they missed that call. Nix avoids the sack and gains positive yards. Gets out of bounds. And another second and 6. And the clock starts again. 52-80. They think that shit's high. I'm at 6,500 feet right now. Nice draw play. the ski slopes here in Lake Tahoe and everything around this area, it's 7,000 feet and above. They're getting a bunch of snow up there right now. They're talking about multiple feet of snow. At the top of the road that I live on is it's called Heavenly, the ski resort. There's Stagecoach and Boulder. Those are the two runs that are up there. There's a Heavenly on the Nevada side, and there's Heavenly on the California side of the Sierra Mountains. They're getting like multiple feet of snow right now. So if you're into snowboarding or you're into skiing or snowmobiling or any of the other snow activities, now's the time to come to Lake Tahoe because we finally got some snow. It was just very depressing the way it had been up until just the other day. It was all rain. There was barely any snow, all rain, and then it got cold enough where all the rain we've been getting has switched to snow. Now we're getting a lot. So did everybody spend time with their families today? Any interesting Christmas gifts? How does it not know what this word's supposed to be? I got some cool sandals that have the Atlanta Falcons logo on them, which are nice. I put them up though. I'm not. I didn't even take them out of the packaging. I'm like, you know what? They're out of the playoffs. Their season's over. We'll crack the seal on those suckers next year. And I also got like let's see, I have it over here. I can grab it. It's a water bottle. A water bottle with the Atlanta Falcons logo on it. It's pretty sweet. My mom sent me this for Christmas. It's pretty nice. I'll save that one also for the next year. We'll bust it. Maybe we'll use it over the summer when we go hiking, go out in the trails. But as for now, it's gonna stay here. But that was pretty cool. I like that. And again, the sandals are pretty cool. I put them up in the closet already. Oops. But yeah. I wonder what the Atlanta Falcons are going to do about their quarterback situation for next year. Will they draft another quarterback? Are they going to keep Kirk Cousins on the roster? I mean, that probably makes the most sense right now. He's doing everything he can to try to get himself another shot. Oh, did he catch it? Man, he caught that. It bounced off of his chest, but the defensive back for Kansas City kind of pushed the ball back down into him. That was weird. Yeah, look, the ball. Okay, he's bobbling and he catches it, but he just doesn't knock it out of his hands. All right, pretty good catch by Troutman. He almost got it knocked out of his hands, though. All right, clock's still running. 40 seconds and counting. Broncos have all three timeouts. They're at the 12-yard line. Oh, almost an interception. Deflected off of Sutton's hands and was floating in the air. Fulton just couldn't get to it. 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line with 33 seconds remaining. Yeah, he did throw a heater there. And Chris Jones and Bo Nix are going at it now. Chris Jones is not the guy you want to pick a fight with. Well, watch it. Bo Nix scrambling and throws it out of the back of the end zone. He made the catch, but his feet were out of bounds. Now it's 3rd and 10. Holding them to a field goal here would be very good for us, seeing as how we have the total under 39.5 and the Kansas City Chiefs plus the 13.5. But I liked the under a lot better. Oh, they didn't move. It was almost a free 5 yards. Oh, he dropped it. He had it in his hands and he dropped it. Sutton had it and dropped it when he hit the ground. And is the Broncos going to settle for a field goal here? I would imagine so. Nice play by Cook. He came in and knocked it out of his hands at the last minute. That's a catch. If he doesn't punch at that ball, Sutton probably catches it. All right. Here comes Lutz for a field goal. Seven, 6. 7-6. I don't see the Kansas City Chiefs trying anything insane in this final 13 seconds of the game. So we're going to take a break here at halftime. Be back for the second half of this AFC matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. we are back for the second half of the final Thursday night football game of the season. Kansas City Chiefs still leading 7-6. Chiefs were 13.5-point underdogs at home. The total 39.5. We have the Chiefs and the under 39.5. So let's go slowly. I mean, the touchdown Kansas City got was off of a turnover on a short field because the quarterback himself only has 27 yards passing. But what a shocker it would be to the Denver Broncos if they were to lose this game and essentially surrender the number one spot if the Patriots were to win against a Jets team they should beat. They're big favorites against them, 13.5, same as the Broncos here. Oh, he fumbled the ball. And he picks it up and throws it. Oh my God, we're seeing Maction. So the quarterback for Kansas City is scrambling out of the pocket, fumbles the ball, picks it back up, turns and fires and connects for about a 15-yard gain there. All right. Here we go. Going deep. And he's out of bounds. They're going to call pass interference, though. He definitely had illegal contact. And they called pass interference, so it's the bigger of the two penalties as they get the spot foul. And he pushes him out of bounds. I do like this away uniform scheme for the Broncos. I do like the all white with the helmet. It's a good look. I like that. Oh no, what are you doing? Oh, he was doing so well. They got the pass interference. They're down at the 20, and then he takes a big sack. That was a bad play by a Oladukin. I mean, it's an RPO. It's an RPO. It wasn't there. You just got to throw it at the feet of your guy, man. Get rid of the ball. Live for the next down. Throw it at the. He has his running back right there. He could have thrown it right at his feet, and it would have been an incomplete pass. Instead, he takes a 9-yard loss. Oh, a little behind his receiver, and now it's 3rd and 19. I mean, they are within field goal range, but boy, that sack on first down really put him in a bind. Yeah, this is not where you want to be if you're the Kansas City Chiefs with the third string quarterback, practice squad quarterback. They're going to go 5 wide, though. Okay, they're bringing Hunt back in. It's got to be a handoff, right? No, they're going to throw it. And it's a screen. And he loses more yards. Smith-Schuster gets tackled for a loss, and this is going to make their field goal attempt even longer. Wow. Here comes Harrison Butker out to try a field goal. 4th and 24 now. Yeah, so they lost 5 yards on that. receiver screen to Smith Schuster, and he got some wind. See the flags moving, see the goalposts moving. This ain't gonna be no chip shot. 53-yarder. And he puts it right through the uprights. I mean, this would be a major upset. It would definitely be good for the sports books. I know that. But a straight up win for the Kansas City Chiefs here. How many parlays and teasers are tied to the Broncos in this game from the other two games earlier today? It would definitely be a good outcome. What does it say? It says 69% of the tickets and 75% of the money were on the Broncos laying the points. Mm, mm, mm. I mean, Minnesota beating the Lions today. That was a major upset. And Detroit, it just the injuries for their defense over the last 2 years have just been catastrophic for that team. And I don't know if they're going to have opportunities like they would have had the year they lost to the 49ers, and then like they could have had this year, because now you've got to compete with the Ben Johnson led Chicago Bears and the always dangerous and very difficult Green Bay Packers. The Minnesota Vikings have shown that if they can get good quarterback play, the rest of their team is certainly, able to win there. So it's going to be no cakewalk trying to win in the NFC North going forward. Detroit really missed their window of opportunity, I think. And I think a lot of it just has to do with their injuries. They just suffered so many injuries in their secondary that they didn't have the ability to stop teams that were, good teams, especially on offense. And now, I mean, they're not even going to make the playoffs this year. It's a damn shame. All right, so the Broncos got the ball now. Their own 28-yard line. What are they going to do here? Oh, nothing. Oh, well, he broke a tackle and turned a loss into a gain. Nice run by R.J. Harvey there. He got hit in the backfield, and the guy had his leg, and he broke loose and turned what would have been a 2-yard loss into about a 5-yard gain. Mm. All right, so AFC number one seed, current probability to Broncos 42%, Patriots 36%, Jags 14, Chargers 4, Bills 4, and then the Texans are less than 1. That's where they are right now. Now, if the Broncos were to lose this game, obviously that'll change dramatically. Mm. Ooh. Cortland Sutton with the reception. Short game, but they get the first down. They're close to it. And it was a hit to the head, but there you go. Back to the run. Is that McLaughlin with a nice gain on first down. I like the fact that they're just matriculating the ball down the field, though. Chew that clock up. I love it. I love it. Use the clock. Another long drive to start the second half. Denver, nothing on second down. 2nd and 4, and they don't gain anything. So now it's third down, and the clock continues to run. Third and 3. So they gave him a yard. If KC can stop them here, they might have to punt. They're on their side of the 50, depending on what happens. Oh, Bo Nix completes the pass for a decent gain and a first down. That Troutman again? Man, he's having a hell of a game. Yeah, 11 yards on 3rd and 3. Bo Nix, he looks in control. I'll give him that. Like, he understands the Sean Payton offense. He can be a little sporadic at times. His ability to always want to make a play, but he knows to throw the ball away. He's getting better at that. Here we go. Oh, he caught it. Bobbled it twice. Ingram made the catch, though, and there's a flag on the play. Oh, they called it pass interference on the offense. Wow. So Ingram pushed off or something? Yeah, I guess so. Wow. You don't see that called too often. Now we will be live streaming on Saturday for the contest selection show. We'll be able to see which teams were selected for Survivor for Week 17B of the remaining 9 entries, as well as where we're at in the Circa Million contest. Now the 5 picks for the Circa Millions have already been released. You can find that on the NFL contest show on Dead Money Sports on YouTube. Did they touch him down? Is he down? That was a nice catch by Sutton. Nice catch. And they got back the yardage from the penalty. And another first down. And he stays in bounds. He might have touched out of bounds. Didn't look like the Kansas City guy touched him. All right, so now they're at the 30-yard line. And they lose yards. A loss of 6 on that first down run. And now all of a sudden they're staring at a 2nd and long. If they have to settle for another field goal, man, that's good for us. And this drive has just been running the clock down. Yep, 2nd and 15 now. All right, so they throw it underneath. Oh, and he breaks some ankles and turns what could have been a short gain by Harvey into about a 12-yard reception. And now they're going to have an opportunity to convert this third down. Who was that? Chanel? Yeah, he just broke him down. Nice play by Harvey to put the moves on that DB or on that defender there. Shook him. Now it's 3rd and 2 at the Kansas City 22-yard line. And it's a first down. Short pass out to Franklin, just past the sticks, and the Broncos convert the third down. The clock continues to run. Mm. First and 10 at the 19. Ooh, nice hit. 4 yards by McLaughlin, and it'll be second down. And the clock continues to run. All right, Bo Nix with a bootleg. Nobody's there. He converts it for about a 2-yard gain. Now it's going to be third down. If the defense can stop them here and even maybe can make it a negative play, are they going to kick the field goal again? It's 3rd and 5. Don't let Bo Nix get it with his legs. You got to keep him inside the pocket. Have somebody spying him. Oh, and he got it. Or is he just short? He's just short. So it's going to be 4th down. It's 4th down. 4th and about a foot. So timeout by the Broncos. I don't know if they're going to try to challenge the spot since he already used the timeout, or they're just going to go for it. Well, they're sending Bo Nix out there, so they're going to go for it. This is Bo Nix quarterback sneak time again. It's all about the exchange between the quarterback and the center. And he gets it. Bo Nix off to the left. Gains about 1.5 yards, and it's a first down. Mm, 14 plays. 9 minutes of game time. First and goal at the 8-yard line. Is that a delay of game? No. And is he in? Is he in? He's in. Touchdown, Bo Nix. They're going to go for 2? Or are they going to go for 1 in the 3-point lead? Go for 1, right? Yeah. And it's good. So the Broncos take the lead with a, what was that, a 15 play drive? 9 minutes and 47 seconds. It says 14 plays, 72 yards, 9 minutes and 47 seconds. So they just completely used up all of the third quarter on that drive. That's how you win these games. So what's the weather where everyone's at? Like I said, we're getting snow here, although it's not snowing at the moment. I don't think. No, but we're going to get some again. Like I said, that's a good thing, though. We needed some snow here. We hadn't had much all year, and every time people were showing up, they're like disappointed that they're not able to go skiing or snowboarding because there's just no snow, and it was too warm to even make the artificial stuff. And the kickoff goes into the end zone. So the Kansas City Chiefs will get the ball at, what, the 30-yard line? I've definitely come around to the dynamic kickoff, though. I kind of like it because there's been a few times where like kickers have messed up and not landed it in the landing zone. That's had big effects on the end of the games. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. I like it. I wasn't sure how they've got to fix that rule about the kicking it out of bounds from wherever it's kicked thing when there's like a personal foul on the extra point. But besides that, I think they've got a pretty good system set up. All right, so the Kansas City Chiefs, 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter, down by 3. There we go. Worthy with this jet sweep and not much happening. Not much on the play. Pretty much stopped at the line of scrimmage. Wow, that's a that encroachment by the defense. It certainly looked like it. Yeah. So they're gonna give him a couple extra free yards. So it'll be what, 2nd and 4 now instead of 2nd and 9. That definitely helps the rookie out. He saw the play clock going down and he just went for it. Mm. 2nd and 4 and Kareem Hunt doesn't gain anything. He may have lost a half a yard on that one. Yep, here comes 3rd down. They need to convert this one. Ooh, makes the catch and immediately dropped. And it is now the fourth quarter. So it's 4th and 6. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are definitely going to improve their draft stock, their draft position with this loss. If they do, in fact, lose the game, which is honestly, this is what you want if you're in the Kansas City Chiefs position, is to compete. You want to compete. You want to see some of your young players get an opportunity to get real live, reps in real games to see what they're made of against a quality opponent in the Denver Broncos, but at the same time, they don't want to win. They don't want to win this game. And the Denver Broncos, they want to get out of this game. All they care about is the victory and not losing any important players to injury because they're already down one offensive lineman. who was a big part of their team, their center, I believe. Um, yeah, Luke Wattenberg. There, he's now on IR. They just paid the guy almost $50 million to give him a contract extension because that's how good he is, and now they lose him going into the playoffs. They're still a formidable group, though, on the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, for the Denver Broncos. And man, that really hurts losing him. So the last thing they want to do is risk injury to anyone else. A stat here. It says Max Brosmer is the only NFL quarterback in the Super Bowl era to play the entire game and finish with under 70 yards passing, 7 sacks, and still win. Incredible. That just shows you how bad the the Detroit Lions defense really was. And well, actually, how good the offense was, or how bad the offense was for Detroit. What do they have? 5 turnovers, 5 or 6 turnovers in that game. Just terrible. All right, so now the Denver Broncos are going to get the ball back. Goes into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback out at the 20. Again, one loser in Week 17A of the Circa Survivor contest. Remember, $18.6 million up for grabs in this one. And this person went with the Commanders. And as I mentioned earlier, there is a post on X by Derek Stevens, the owner and CEO of Circa Sports, that they took a $1,181,000 hedge against a Circa Survivor entry on Dallas money line. So if that was that entry, then they at least won that money line bet on Dallas and turned their $1,000 Survivor entry into whatever the return is on that bet. So they got the John Madden movie coming out on Prime. When's that come out? Thanksgiving 2026. Damn. That shit is way out. I'd have thought they'd put it out like somewhere around like the Super Bowl or something. So who wins the Super Bowl? Who's going to be the winner? Who's going to be the AFC representative? Who's going to be the NFC representative? I would honestly like to see the Buffalo Bills as the AFC representative. And Seattle could potentially be the NFC representative because Philly might lose in the divisional round. They may not even make it to the conference championship. They're going to have some stiff competition because whoever the teams are that are not the NFC West champion, right now being the Rams and the 49ers, they're going to give whoever they play in the playoffs every bit of run for their money. The Green Bay Packers, they're not the team they were just a few weeks ago with all their injuries, so I don't know how competitive they're going to be when it comes to the playoffs. The Bears, I think, are ahead of schedule. Philadelphia can certainly be beat. Carolina is certainly vulnerable, and so are the Bucks. And if Seattle wins the number one seed and has the home field throughout, so they get the bye week and home field all the way through, I think they'll be in the Super Bowl. The Broncos could certainly lose, but I mean, Houston's going to give everybody, if they make it in the playoffs, which they should, Houston's going to give, they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a very tough out. Right now, if they were to play New England, I'd make New England maybe a 3-point favorite at home in the playoffs against Houston. If it's the way it is right now, the 2 seed and the 7th seed, then you'd have Buffalo against Jacksonville. I actually would make Buffalo maybe a 1.5-point favorite in that one as a road team. Then you got the Chargers against the Steelers. The Chargers are definitely going to be a 3-point favorite on the road in Pittsburgh, maybe 2.5. Buffalo beats Jacksonville, and if Houston were to beat New England, then they would play in Buffalo. Well, you'd have the 1 against the 7. That would be so they would play in Denver. The Houston would play Denver. They could very well knock the Broncos out, and Buffalo would play the Chargers because they would be the team that, say the Chargers beat the Steelers, so then they would play in LA, which wouldn't be much of a home field advantage for the Chargers. I mean, that's the road for the Buffalo Bills, and then if somehow the Texans were to beat the Broncos and the Bills beat the Chargers, you play the AFC Championship game in Buffalo. Down goes Bo Nix. And it's now 4th down, and the Broncos are going to have to punt here. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, nice return by Kansas City. And they're out past the 50-yard line. This Smith guy, number 24, is showing up here. He's getting an opportunity to play, and all of a sudden he's making plays. So far, the Commanders covered, the Vikings covered, and if things are playing out the way they're looking right now, the Chiefs are going to cover. All the underdogs in week 17 on the Christmas holiday are at least going to cover the point spread here. I'm wondering how popular these teams will be in the contest. I'm sure they're going to be popular just because there's a lot of people that are out, like me, that just probably use those games simply because they gonna watch the games on Christmas or whatever. But I mean, they're just meaningless games. Most of them, you know, the Lions had something to play for, and the Broncos have something to play for. But the other side of it are just playing spoiler, and one of them already did with the Vikings. And somehow four brave souls used them in the Circa Survivor contest and advanced to Week 17B. Incredible. Jacksonville just beat the Broncos. So if they were to win, which I like them to win, and New England were to win, and the Broncos were to lose this game, they could fall completely out of the top games altogether and be in the wild card. Wow. Because Jacksonville beat the Broncos, so they would be ahead of them. So they would at least be the third seed. New England would be number one, and Jacksonville would be number two. And then if the Chargers win, they'd be 12-4 as well. And they beat the Broncos already once. And they play them again in week 18. The Chargers could potentially still win the AFC West. All right. Look at that little no look pass there by Aludikun. Now they're looking at a 2nd and 1 inside Broncos territory, and Kareem Hunt with the run and the first down. Oh, batted down. 3rd and 9. Mm. Trying to run another screen. And the Broncos are they're bringing the heat on this young quarterback. They're not letting him have time to think. And they're just getting their hands up in the passing lanes on the way in. So here we are, 3rd and 9 now. They're going to need some yards. Oh, they're in field goal range. Don't take a sack. No lost yardage. All right, here we go. Little screen pass underneath to the running back Smith again. But short yardage, and now it's 4th down. So Andy Reid should send out Harrison Butker for another field goal attempt to try to tie the game. $47-yarder. A little bit of breeze there. You see the flags moving. Not too bad, though. The poles aren't... Oh, they're shaking a little bit. So you're getting some gusty winds, and he kicks it perfect. Perfect shot. And we are tied at 13 apiece. We are tied at 13 apiece. Oh, what am I doing here? A lot of people in New England are watching this game. Open for Kansas. This is it's probably the first time in however many years back since before Tom Brady even left the Patriots that you could say that anyone in New England is rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs to win, because they've been battling each other since before even Patrick Mahomes took over, when it was still Alex Smith as quarterback. When Andy Reid first got there, they were still competing with one another. And then it's been NFC or AFC championship matchups with these two in the Brady era. We are tied. Still looking good, though, on the under. Only 26 points. We got the under 39.5. Kansas City Chiefs plus 13.5. Can the Kansas City Chiefs do it? Can they pull off the upset? It's all going to come down to the defense now. Can they stop the Broncos' offense from scoring? Give their offense an opportunity to get in field goal range for a game-winning field goal? How aggressive is Sean Payton going to be? Are they going to look to try to do another long drive the way they have been this whole game? And chew up as much of the clock as possible and not leave Kansas City any time? Or are they going to try to be aggressive and go deep and attack this Kansas City defense and put the ball up in harm's way, potentially? We will find out. And the ball goes into the end zone, and the Broncos will start the drive at the 30-yard line. We can take a look at this real quick. Looking at the standings here. And as you can see, Chargers could potentially move all the way up and win the division. Here we go. 1st and 10 at their own. Okay, it's a 35-yard line if it goes in the end zone. All right. Completion on 1st down. And again, I mean, the Broncos just need a field goal here, but they need to use up all the clock they can. But I really doubt Kansas City's offense is doing much. Second and 4. And they're going to run it. And he's short. It's going to bring up third down. 3rd and 1. All right. Can the Kansas City Chiefs force them into a 4th down decision? The crowd's up in a frenzy. All right, they're going to pitch it. And he gets the first down and more. Nice run. Nice run by Harvey there. It was a pitch to the outside. They had a heavy personnel in there, and they toss it to the outside, and good blocking on the outside there by number 72. Back shoulder and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Tried to get it to Sutton on a deep shot. It's Fulton, number 8. Yeah, he's showing that maybe he's got a spot on the roster, because he's one of the players that's filling in for an injured McDuffie. You put somebody with great instincts and ball skills with a coach like Spags, he's going to find a spot for him. All right. And incomplete. And now it's 3rd and 10. And they're not in field goal range. They're only at the Chiefs' 45-yard line. So if they don't gain any yards here, this is a punting situation. They're not in Denver. They're in Kansas City. So I don't know what the elevation is of Kansas City, but it can't be that high. They're bringing a blitz. And he finds a man over the middle for a first down and more. Down inside the 20. Little Jordan Humphreys. Little Jordan Humphreys just sitting in the middle of the zone. Nobody there. They brought a blitz and they didn't get to him in time. And now it's 2nd and 4. It's Kansas City 22, and they're in no rush. They're in no rush now. They're trying to milk the clock for all it's worth. Tell you one thing though, it'll be fun. I guess either one, right? You could have. Let me pull this back up here. You could potentially have home games in Denver, home games in New England, home games in Buffalo, and there's gonna be a home game in Pittsburgh. All those areas had the potential for snow games. I love snow games. I know some people don't like them because like it changes the way the game is played than what it would have been played if it was on normal surface. But football is supposed to be a simulated war game, and you don't get to choose the conditions where the battles are fought. You fight the battles where they're fought in the conditions that you're in. So I enjoy the snow games, like the Rams and Eagles last year, I think it was. That was a good game. We've had a few snow games this year. Nothing extreme like that one in Philly, but we've had some pretty good ones. Do we have we should have the weather reports for the upcoming games, right? Does it show it on here? I think it shows it on the scores. Yeah. So SoFi's a dome. Lambeau though, 32 and potential for snow. Bengals, it's going to be warm but could be raining. Cleveland, nothing to write home about. Tennessee, beautiful conditions for a football game. Dome. Miami, of course, ideal conditions, no rain, so no snow. New York, it's going to be cold, but not too bad. Carolina, nice, cool day. Vegas, dome. Buffalo, 38, but nothing extreme. 50 in Santa Clara, and then in Atlanta, another dome. So no real what games that you got to be too concerned about the weather other than maybe this Green Bay game. And who cares about the Bengals and the Cardinals? I mean, they're not. Neither one of them are going to make the playoffs anyway. Another timeout. So Kansas City, did they? No, they didn't call the timeout. That was Denver. So Kansas City, they're going to have an opportunity to possess the ball again and be able to either tie or win this game depending on the situation. I mean, obviously, if Denver scores a touchdown here and Kansas City goes down and scores a touchdown, they got to go for two. You go for two and you decide the game right there. You don't go to overtime. There's no point in risking any further injury. You're going to decide the game right then and there. And Denver hasn't done, they're not in the end zone yet. Still got a little ways to go, just outside the 15-yard line. All right, little wide receiver screen, and he's going to lose yardage. And now it's going to be even longer. Nice play there. Now it's 2nd and 13. If they hold him to a field goal here, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Playing with fire. If somehow they're able to gain a first down, that would be the ideal situation for Denver. Watch it. He's going to run. He's going to run. All right. Bo Nix with a scramble. Nice gain on 2nd down. Gives him an opportunity to convert this 3rd down here. It'll be about 3rd and 5. Yeah, 3rd and 5. Under 3 minutes in the game. at the Kansas City 12. Kansas City's got to stop them here. Hold them to a field goal attempt. Can't let them get a first down here. One of two things has to happen. They either have to stop them or they have to score a touchdown. A first down is a killer to the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're not going to get it. They're just short. Nice tackle there by number 32. The guy with the interception earlier in the game. Now big stop on fourth down, or on third down, bringing up fourth down. It's going to be the 2-minute warning. They're gonna let it run down to the 2-minute warning, and they're gonna decide what to do here. If I'm the Broncos, I kick the field goal, and I expect my defense to be able to stop an offense that scored one touchdown because of a turnover. You make Oladukin drive his team down the field to either potentially tie the game with a field goal or win it with a touchdown. You kick the field goal and you take the lead here. I don't think there's any decision on that. Again, Chiefs plus 13.5 in the Circa contest. We are on them plus 13.5. We didn't use them in the contest, but we had them plus 13.5 and the under 39.5. Sweating those out here as the clock ticks down. And so far, we've been 1-1 on the day. From the early line show, we had the over in Dallas, Washington. Thank you, Dan Quinn, for kicking that field goal down 10 points, bringing the total to 53. And then we had Detroit -6. And obviously, that's a loser, even though we got good line value because that game ended up closing minus, I believe, 8.5. And we had it at -6 on Monday, but they lost outright with whatever it was, 5 or 6 turnovers in that game. I mean, just unbelievable. And in a game that mattered so much, yeah, they had 6 turnovers. And then 4 of them were lost fumbles and then 2 interceptions. I mean, just brutal. 6-0. They lost a turnover battle. I mean, that is just a recipe for a loss. Max Brosmer didn't do anything. My man had 51 yards passing, sacked 7 times. And they won the game 23-10. Just oof. All right. They're talking about going for it on 4th and 2 here. Not exactly sure why, but then maybe they're going to try to draw them off sides. It says they 4th down conversion that they have a probability of winning 53% of the time. They recommend kicking the field goal. That's what I'm saying. Like, you kick the field goal here, you take the lead, and you expect your defense to be able to stop a team that's scored 1 touchdown on a short field. Down to 10. They're in the Wildcat. I don't know. Did he jump across the line? I mean, he may have moved, but he may not have gotten in the neutral zone. Ugh. Chris Jones jumps off sides, and it gives the Broncos an automatic first down. He did jump in the neutral zone. But he was back. They're going to say he was drawn off sides. Collusion. He did that on purpose. Give them a free first down. We want to improve our draft pick. We fought hard. We played them. We played them tight. All right, R.J. Harvey up the middle for about 4 yards. They're at the 1 yard line now. Clock ticking. Timeout, Kansas City. They got that clock, they got that camera trained in on Travis Kelce there, showing him maybe in his last game at Arrowhead. Again, be sure to join us right here on YouTube Saturday for the selection show, and we'll be live streaming during the Texans Chargers game. The Texans are one of our 5 selections in the Circa Million contest, and even though we are officially eliminated from the paid positions, I would like to finish as good as possible overall, just for my own personal pride. So join right here on Dead Money Sports on Saturday at 6 o'clock is when the lines are released. But we're going to start the stream early for the kickoff of the game at 5:15. It's going to be a good game. Houston and the Chargers, the Texans and the Chargers. Again, we like Houston. And like I said, I like them on the money line. And I like the under 40.5 as well. And they haven't scored yet, but you know how that goes. The Broncos are about to go to 13-3, it looks like. Second and goal from the 1 yard line. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to score. You don't want to play no games trying to run the clock out by not scoring. I don't think he made it. He's short, and now it's third down. The Kansas City Chiefs used another timeout, and now it's third and goal. But that's the thing, though. Even if Denver scores the touchdown here, and the Chiefs will have a minute and 40 seconds to go. If they happen to somehow score a touchdown, they're going for 2. And they got it. Touchdown. Nix to Harvey on the rollout. 14-play drive. Wow. He was out on the flat, and he goes to the corner and turns around. Bo Nix even gave him a little hand, like, go that way. And he did just that. It's a good chemistry there between those two. So it's now 20 to 13. That's 33 points. If somehow they were to go down and score the touchdown, that would be 39. If they were to go for 2 and make it, that would be 41. That'd be a brutal way to fucking lose, wouldn't it? That'd be a brutal way to lose. Man. I mean, the Chiefs put up a good fight, but again, they didn't want to win this game. This game didn't mean anything to them other than if they were to win this game, yeah, they get to play spoiler to the Broncos, and it's a little ha-ha, but at the same time, it's going to cost you in your drafts pick. And seeing as how the way this season's gone for them, and the fact that they're going to be losing some key players to either retirement or free agency or whatever, they need to improve their draft position. So they put up a good effort. They're going to probably keep it within the number, cover the spread, that big 13.5, but not win the game. And the Broncos will be just fine with winning the game and moving on another week closer to having the first round bye and home field throughout the playoffs. And hopefully not losing any key players to injury, which for the most part this game's been pretty uneventful in that area. All right, minute 45. A minute 45. Yep, so they're going to kick it in the end zone. And Chiefs will start at the 35-yard line. 1 minute and 45 seconds and one timeout remaining. Here comes an interception or a strip sack or something by the Broncos. This is where the NASCAR team comes in. The pass rushers come in. They're just going right after the quarterback here. Everybody knows it's a pass play. All right, a little underneath play to Travis Kelce to get the drive started. A little 5-yard gain there. And old Dukin checks it down. Travis Kelce, and it's going to be third down. 3rd and 1. Kansas City calls timeout on 3rd and 1. Not really sure why, but I guess because you can spike the ball if you get a first down here. Taylor's in the house. The fiance's in the house. That's nice. Maybe coming to see his final performance, at least as a professional football player. I'm sure he's got a long career in the entertainment industry ahead of him. He'll be doing television, he'll be doing films, he'll be doing sports talk, all of that. All right, Kansas City Chiefs with the first down. Big gain by Kareem Hunt there on 3rd and 1. And now they're out past the 50-yard line. They're at about the 46, 47-yard line. And we've got an injured Bronco. So the clock will now stop. That's beneficial for the Chiefs. Denver will be charged a timeout, but that's basically a free timeout for Kansas City. Oh, boy. I don't like the way that math worked out with the under 39.5 side of these bets tonight. A minute and 3 seconds left. And you got to score a touchdown here. Are they going to walk Travis Kelce off with a touchdown and then a 2-point conversion in his final game in Kansas City? Is that what the script writers got for us? Is that how this movie's going to end? He's going to score an octopus to burn me on the under. And there he is again. Travis Kelce again. Another first down for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're at about the 30-yard line with 45 seconds and counting. Clock's running. They're going to run a play. They're not going to clock it. Oladukin, he's just going to take off and run it, and he's going to get tackled in bounds, so the clock will continue to run here. I mean, he made a nice gain of about 8 yards, but the clock continues to run. There's 29 seconds. They're going to clock it. 25 seconds now. 3rd down and 3. Kansas City Chiefs around the 20-ish yard line here. At the 21-yard line. He's just padding those stats. He's still got one more game to go. I don't think he's going to retire, though. I think he wants to play one more season with Patrick Mahomes. And knowing that Patrick Mahomes is going to be coming back from that big injury. Did they take a delay a game? Damn. Delay a game. So now it goes from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. Again, I don't want him to score, though. I don't want him to score because it's going to end up burning me because they're going to win the game. Incomplete, no flag on the play, and it's going to be 4th and 8 with 20 seconds to go. We're going to end up probably having a live stream on the final Sunday of the regular season. We just need to see, because they don't have the schedule released yet of what time the games are going to be played, who's playing when. There's probably going to be a Sunday night game that's going to have significant playoff implications. So we'll probably do the live stream for the Sunday night football game right here live on YouTube. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post the videos or when we're going live. But the incomplete pass by the Kansas City Chiefs there on 4th and 8, and the Denver Broncos are going to take over, kneel this one out, game over. Kansas City Chiefs stay within the 13.5, and the game goes under. So that is 2 winners for us on today. And overall, we are 3-1 on the Christmas Day games from the early line show. Well, to everyone, thank you for joining me throughout the year. I hope you're enjoying the rest of the holiday day with whatever gifts and friends and family and food that you have. Be sure to be safe if you're in any inclement weather, and take care of yourselves.